What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Now, in today's video, we are going to be talking about a new super evolution that's coming to the game. So, we just talked about the new Boa Hancock and the new Jewelry Bonnie pudding characters that are arriving for the Kizuna Sugo Fest. All seem very interesting. If you guys want to see all of that information, go check out my previous video. And one thing, obviously, we could see that Legend Chopper is going to be a character that is on the banner itself. So if you don't own your own Legend Chopper, he will be obviously pullable in the banner, as well as you can get the copies for free from playing Pirate Rumble. So if you still need a few more copies in order to max him out, make sure to play Rumble, get those copies there for sure. But he's also pullable here as well, and I'm sure many people out there are going to pull him here. But of course, we do, suggest that you should be waiting until the New Year's Sugo Fest, which is not far away. But let's actually get into the breakdown of the new super evolution, which of course is going to be Chopper. So just to kind of give you guys a bit of a rundown, we obviously have level limit break that is going to be arriving for him as well. Let's just quickly go through what his base abilities are, and then we'll talk about how he is buffed with his super evolution. So Chopper here, my one is limit break expanded level 150, so he is good to go. I just limit break expanded him, so I wanted to make sure that we showed all of the buffed abilities here. So the base captain of Chopper with the expansion is a 4x captain, 1.25 health, and then duping any cotton candy that you get in a run at the end of the quest. We all pretty much know what Chopper's able to do. Now, the special ability is probably the component that I like the most about Chopper, being able to remove paralysis, burn, bind, despair, special bind, attack down, recovery down, remove SFX, which is the blindness debuff, increase damage taken, all by 5 turns, removing all forms of poison, and heal the crew by 12/24 at the end of each turn for 3 turns. It's a pretty good special, and the fact that he also resists special bind with his crewmate ability is a very useful component. So just across the board, like, this Chopper just seems super solid. Of course, with a super evolution, we're hoping to see some pretty big changes here. The support effect is pretty bad though, reducing damage from int by 6% and then adds 13% HP and recovery to the character. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Speaking of pretty bad, his Rumble abilities. So in Rumble, he gives just level 6 HP. That's it. That's all he does with his Rumble ability. And then a 36 CT, teammates in a medium range for 0.6 times recovery healing, and then you get paralysis, special bind, and then action bind removal by 7 seconds. It's a pretty weird special, very situational. Lots of specials that remove debuffs on your crew, they're very situational because, you have to rely on them going after the debuff's already inflicted in order to remove it. It's a whole thing, right? So that's what Chopper does. He doesn't seem that amazing, does he? He, just at least in Rumble, the support is not very good. But of course, he's mainly used for cotton candy farming and the mass amount of utility that his special has. So what is he going to receive with his super evolution? So let's go ahead and break him down right here. Here we have the new artwork for the super evolved Chopper, which they didn't really change too much with. He looks relatively similar. And, he looks way more happy in that little sprite there. But let's go ahead and break down what he does. So, with the Super Evolution, we have this Captain ability, which is going to boost Shooter and Cerebral characters by 4.75, and then boost all other characters by 4.25. So this is a very big difference to what we saw previously. Now he gives a very significant buff to 2 specific classes. It is a bit strange though, because we just had Film Red Chopper come out, who is also focused on duping cotton candy, and his captain ability boosts int and cerebral characters, and now we have this Chopper who also boosts cerebral. So I don't really know what they're trying to do here. I feel like it would have been better if this character maybe even changed classes from cerebral to something else, and then boosts shooter and that class, just to give us a bit of variety. But at the end of the day, it's fine. It's still a 4.75 bonus, which is pretty good, and then 4.25 to everyone else. So it's not a massive jump up from the previous that we saw. Rainbow 4 times. Now it's just going to a Rainbow 4.25. Not a very big jump at all. 1.3 health boost is very good. Reducing damage taken by 10% is also pretty nice. Makes int slots have matching slot effects, and also you get the duped cotton candy at the end of a run. Pretty decent, right? Is this going to change here? I think this is the exact same. But from what I have heard, there is actually a buffed version of this special as well. I think this is like, I can't remember exactly, but I believe there is supposed to be more here. I did see something along the lines of it being a 5x multiplier, and it also having the ability to gain overhealing with his captain. I don't exactly know what component of the special that is exactly from, but it seems interesting nonetheless. So either way, that's what the chopper does in terms of the captain ability. Now, the special ability is also something that's very interesting here. So we can see that it reduces the special charge time by 1, which is pretty good actually. We love to see that. Reduces the crew's bind and despair by 6 turns. So that's a bit of a change, that previously it was only 5 turns. They've buffed that now to 6 turns. And reduces the crew's paralysis, burn, special bind, attack down, recovery down, blindness, healing effect converted to damage effect, and healing from slots converted to damage effect. And then also increased damage taken by 5 turns. So, the debuff removal that he has didn't really change in terms of the amount of turns that he removes, aside from the additional 1 turn of Bind and Despair. They have added 2 new debuffs here though. He now removes 5 turns of anytime you heal, you take damage, and anytime you heal with a slot, whether it be from a assembler slot or a recovery slot, that also will also be removed by 5 turns. Now, in my opinion, this is not a very good design decision in terms of a lot of the times when you're inflicted with that debuff, you're inflicted with a lot more than 5 turns of it. And also, who asked for that debuff to be removed in the first place? It's just kind of weird, right? Because it's not a very common debuff in the first place. And, you know, as I said, whenever you're inflicted with it, typically it's more than 5 turns. So I don't really understand what they're trying to go with here. This just seems like a very weird design decision. And in my personal opinion, I feel like it would have been better to just not even change what he removed, but just give it more turns of removal. You know, give him 7 turn removal of all of these debuffs, give him the additional buff to the crewmate ability to resist 7 turns of special bind, and like call it good. Like, that's honestly what they should have done. I don't really get what they're trying to do here. Some people may be excited because it's a new thing, you know, it's a new kind of thing that this character only gets access to, which I suppose is one perspective you could look at it. But in my opinion, this is a huge missed opportunity. I'm not a big fan of this, honestly, I'm really not. He also completely removes all forms of poison and heals the crew by 12,024 at the end of the turn for 5 turns. And that's just kind of it. So, that's his special. And I'm just kind of underwhelmed with it. I do like the fact that he does give us -1 cooldown. Now, we can't see the other crewmate ability, but the other crewmate ability has to be the ability of resisting 5 turns of special bind. It wouldn't make any sense if it wasn't that. But the fact that he likely is not going to resist special reverse means that the cooldown reduction in his special also doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I don't really understand what they're trying to do with this character. It doesn't make a lot of sense at all. So I'm pretty perplexed as to what they're doing. Definitely let me know down below in the comment section. Are you a fan of the buffs to the characters, Captain and Special? Any way you look at it, it is definitely a buff to the character. But it is very weird. I don't understand it completely. It's a little bit bizarre to me. Now, for Chopper and his support effect, did he actually get any changes to this? No, the support effect is staying the same, so that's unfortunate. And then the Rumble ability. So let's see what he's got for his Rumble. So he gives HP level 6, shooter characters level 6 defense, and level 3 attack. That's actually really good. Shooters don't have a lot of defensive capabilities, so this is a nice addition, and he's a Psi unit as well, which can synergize with V2 Kuzan. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't mind that. What's he do for a special? Still 36 CT, medium range 2.5 healing, and then he still does the same stuff. Like, what are they doing? Oh my god. Oh, man. Okay, to be honest, yeah, that's a bit of an L. They didn't even change the range of healing. They just gave it, like, a slightly higher buff to the healing capabilities here. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. That's pretty weird, I must admit. I'm not a big fan of the buffs to his Rumble. Potentially there's more to come, but I think that's pretty much going to be it. Yeah, pretty disappointing overall. So honestly speaking, yes, the character got buffed, but I don't think it really was what we're expecting. It kind of reminds me of when we got the Super Evolution to Super Type Sabo, where he became a Psi unit, and he basically didn't change that much, aside from like a few little tweaks. And I feel the same way here, where the character is essentially the same unit, but with a couple little tweaks that obviously make him a better unit. And of course, this character is still going to be relegated to cotton candy farming, and, you know, the special being used in some circumstances to get around enemy gimmicks. But ultimately, I think it's a pretty disappointing Super Evolution, and that's just the way that I feel about it right now. Of course, when he comes out, I'll be making a showcase with him, trialing him out and see how he actually performs. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in this guy's Super Evolution. But of course, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section on the Super Evolution of Chopper, because yeah, this is a bit of a weird one. It's a real head scratcher in terms of the design decisions for some of these gimmicks here. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.